Have you ever woken up feeling more exhausted than usual, even after a full night's sleep? Have you noticed your energy slipping away, your drive fading, and your body feeling weaker as the years go by? Maybe your confidence isn't what it used to be. Maybe intimacy feels like more of a struggle than a natural instinct. If so, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not imagining things. There's a silent villain lurking in your diet, one that has been slowly but relentlessly stealing your strength, your stamina, and even your masculinity without you even realizing it. It doesn't strike overnight. It works in the shadows, quietly eroding your testosterone, weakening your blood flow, and draining you of the fire that once made you feel alive. For men over 60, this hidden enemy is responsible for low energy, weight gain, poor circulation, and even a decline in sexual performance. It's not stress. It's not just getting older. The truth is, it's something you're consuming every single day, something that's disguised as a harmless indulgence, but in reality is acting as a slow-acting poison in your body. The culprit: refined sugar. Richard, like many men, thought he was making harmless choices, just a little sugar in his coffee, a sweet treat here and there. But what he didn't realize was that every spoonful was sabotaging him from the inside out. His testosterone levels were sinking. His energy was fading. His once powerful body was being drained of its vitality. And by the time he noticed the signs, the damage was already well underway. But here's the good news. This isn't the end of the story. In this video, I'm going to reveal exactly how sugar is destroying men's health after 60, why it's directly linked to low testosterone, weak circulation, and declining strength, and most importantly, how you can reverse the damage before it's too late. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to share could change the way you see food, and your future, forever. Are you ready to take back your energy, your confidence, and your masculinity? Let's get started. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment 1 below. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0. Your feedback is crucial as it helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Now, let's get started. The silent villain that's stealing men's energy after 60, refined sugar. Richard had always believed he was making harmless choices. Just a spoonful of sugar in his coffee, a drizzle of honey over his morning toast, or a cold soda to quench his thirst on a warm afternoon. These were the simple joys of life, small indulgences that seemed to bring comfort without consequence. But beneath that sweet satisfaction, a slow and merciless thief was at work, one that had been quietly siphoning his strength, his vitality, and his very essence as a man. Sugar, that seemingly innocent pleasure, had been his silent executioner, attacking his body from the inside out. Without realizing it, Richard was sabotaging his own masculinity. With every sugary bite, his testosterone was taking a hit, his circulation was weakening, and his body was spiraling into a slow but relentless decline. He had always prided himself on his energy, his drive, his virility, but now, something was off. He wasn't just tired, he was drained. His once steady stamina had turned into fleeting bursts of energy followed by crashing fatigue. His muscles felt weaker, his confidence was waning, and most disturbingly, his intimate life had taken a turn for the worse. When the warning signs finally became impossible to ignore, it hit him like a brutal wake-up call. His erections were inconsistent, his desire was dwindling, and no matter how much he rested, the deep exhaustion never truly lifted. He felt like a shadow of the man he once was. But by the time he truly understood what was happening, his body had already adapted to the decline. The damage had been done, and breaking free from this vicious cycle felt like an impossible battle. The truth is, the dangers of sugar extend far beyond simple weight gain or empty calories. It is a biochemical saboteur, triggering chronic inflammation, eroding the delicate blood vessels responsible for carrying oxygen and nutrients throughout the body, and starving vital organs of their lifeblood. And for men over 60, this is a direct attack on their masculinity. Excess glucose in the bloodstream acts like a slow-acting poison, hardening arteries, damaging veins, and restricting blood flow. And when blood flow is compromised, so is everything else, including a man's ability to achieve and sustain strong erections. What once came naturally now required effort, and that effort only grew more difficult with time. But sugar's destruction doesn't stop there. It also wreaks havoc on hormonal balance. The body's insulin response goes into overdrive, throwing off testosterone production, the very hormone that fuels a man's strength, endurance, confidence, and sexual drive. Without it, muscles shrink, belly fat accumulates, energy dwindles, and desire fades into the background like a distant memory. It all begins so subtly: an extra spoonful of sugar, a quick sweet snack, a habit formed over decades. But before you even realize it, that small habit has turned into a force that robs you of your vitality, your power, and your ability to feel fully alive. Richard had no idea that something as seemingly harmless as sugar was, in reality, a ruthless enemy, slowly chipping away at his masculinity. But now he could see it clearly. The question was, would he take back control before it was too late? At first, it seems harmless. You enjoy your favorite sugary treats without a second thought, telling yourself that life is meant to be savored, that a little indulgence here and there won't hurt. You laugh at the warnings, dismiss the concerns, and convince yourself that you're still strong, still in control. After all, you feel fine. Why worry about something that doesn't seem to be affecting you right now? But the truth is far more insidious. The damage doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in, slowly, silently, like a shadow lurking beneath the surface. The days turn into weeks, the weeks into months, and the months into years. And then one day it hits you. Not with a dramatic, earth-shattering moment, but with a slow, agonizing realization. Something is wrong. At first, it's subtle. You wake up feeling a little more sluggish than usual. Your once sharp mind feels foggy, your limbs feel heavier, and your energy, once boundless and powerful, begins to dwindle. You brush it off, thinking it's just stress or a bad night's sleep. But it doesn't go away. It lingers. It gets worse. The strength you once prided yourself on starts to fade. The fire in your soul, the passion in your heart, the confidence in your step, all of it begins to slip through your fingers like grains of sand. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Then, the real devastation begins. The masculine power that once defined you, that made you feel alive, starts to wither away. Your endurance weakens. Your drive diminishes. The raw, instinctual desire that once surged through your veins, gone. You try to summon it back, desperate to feel that rush of energy, that electric pulse of passion that once set your world ablaze. But it doesn't come. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much you will it to return, it remains out of reach. And then the cruelest betrayal of all. Your body stops responding. Erections, once effortless and commanding, now become unreliable, inconsistent, or worse, non-existent. Your libido, the primal force that once fueled your confidence, now feels like a distant memory from a past life. You stare at yourself in the mirror, searching for the man you used to be, but all you see is a shadow of him, lost and defeated. You ask yourself, when did this happen? How did I let it get this far? But before despair consumes you, listen closely, because there is still hope. Your body is not your enemy. It wants to heal. It can heal. But only if you act now. The silent killer that has been draining your vitality, robbing you of your masculinity, must be eliminated. The poison must be cut out. Sugar, this seductive, sweet destroyer, has had its grip on you for too long. It's time to break free. The moment you do, your body will begin an extraordinary transformation. Your blood flow will improve, carrying life-giving oxygen and nutrients to every part of you. Your hormones will start to rebalance, reigniting the fire that has been smothered for too long. Your strength, your power, your manhood, it can all come back. But here's where it gets even more shocking. What comes next will change the way you see food, and your future, forever. Because the truth about what sugar has been doing to you is even worse than you think. And once you understand what's really been happening inside your body, you'll never look at your diet the same way again. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal could be the wake-up call that saves you. The hidden danger of artificial sweeteners, a silent attack on masculinity. Richard had always prided himself on making smart, health-conscious choices. So, when he heard that cutting sugar could improve his energy levels and overall well-being, he didn't hesitate to swap it out for artificial sweeteners. After all, they were marketed as a healthier alternative, 0 calories, no sugar crashes, and supposedly better for weight management. What he didn't realize, however, was that he had unknowingly replaced one toxin with an even more insidious one that would slowly erode his masculinity, drain his vitality, and leave him feeling like a shadow of the man he once was. At first, the changes were subtle. He brushed them off as stress, lack of sleep, or just part of aging. His once unshakable energy began to dwindle. The sharp mental clarity he relied on for his job started slipping, replaced by a persistent fog that made even simple tasks feel overwhelming. The most disturbing part? His once fiery passion, his natural male drive, the force that made him feel powerful, confident, and alive, was fading. But Richard couldn't understand why. He exercised regularly, ate what he believed was a healthy diet, and even took vitamins to stay in peak condition. So what was happening to him? It wasn't until a chance conversation with a specialist changed everything. The doctor's words struck him like a lightning bolt. Richard, artificial sweeteners like aspartame and sucralose are silently dismantling your body's natural chemistry. They're not just messing with your metabolism, they're attacking your masculinity at its core. Richard was stunned. How could something so widely accepted, something found in diet sodas, sugar-free snacks, and even health drinks, be so dangerous? But as he listened, the horrifying truth unraveled. These synthetic sweeteners don't just mimic sugar, they manipulate the body in ways most men never suspect. Studies have revealed that they interfere with the production of dopamine and serotonin, the very neurotransmitters responsible for motivation, happiness, and sexual drive. Without them, life feels dull, energy disappears, and passion fades. But the damage didn't stop there. Artificial sweeteners wreak havoc on hormone balance, particularly testosterone, the very essence of masculinity. By confusing the body's insulin response and leading to visceral fat accumulation, they create a vicious cycle. The more belly fat a man carries, the lower his testosterone levels plummet. And the lower his testosterone, the weaker he becomes, both physically and emotionally. The worst part: this decline doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow, creeping destruction. One drop in your morning coffee, one can of diet soda, one sugar-free snack at a time. By the time Richard realized the connection, he had already lost precious time. But once he cut artificial sweeteners out of his life, the transformation was undeniable. His mind sharpened, his energy surged back, and most importantly, the fire that had nearly died out, his drive, his confidence, his very essence as a man, returned. So, the next time you reach for that packet of artificial sweetener, thinking you're making a better choice, ask yourself, is it really worth sacrificing your masculinity? The hidden hormone that's silently destroying your masculinity, the dark truth about dairy. Richard had always started his mornings the same way, a cold glass of milk and buttered toast, a ritual as familiar as breathing. It was comforting, routine, something he had done since childhood without a second thought. His mother had told him milk was essential for strong bones and lasting health, and he had never questioned it. Why would he? It was milk, pure, wholesome, and packed with nutrients. But what Richard didn't realize was that this seemingly innocent habit was silently eroding his manhood, sabotaging his body from the inside out. At first, the changes were subtle. He felt a little more sluggish in the mornings. blaming it on stress. His workouts didn't deliver the same results, but he figured it was just part of getting older. Then, the real warning signs appeared. His belly expanded, no matter how hard he tried to keep it in check. His strength, his very essence of masculinity, felt like it was slipping away, bit by bit, like sand through his fingers. His libido, once fiery and full of life, had dimmed to a mere flicker, and his confidence took a brutal hit. Still, Richard dismissed it all. Maybe I just need more sleep. Maybe I'm just getting older, he told himself. But deep down, something felt wrong. It wasn't until a routine doctor's visit that the shocking truth was revealed. His testosterone levels had plummeted. Worse, his body was overloaded with estrogen, the very hormone responsible for robbing him of his masculine edge. The culprit. The very milk he had been drinking religiously for years. The disturbing reality behind dairy and testosterone. What almost no one knows is that commercial cow's milk is loaded with dangerously high levels of estrogen. Modern dairy cows are kept in a constant state of pregnancy to maximize milk production, and during pregnancy, their estrogen levels soar to astronomical heights. These hormones don't just vanish, they flow straight into the milk you drink every day. For men like Richard, this means one thing: a relentless, daily assault on testosterone. Over time, men who consume dairy regularly experience a devastating drop in testosterone, leading to fatigue, mood swings, and diminished strength. An increase in stubborn belly fat, a direct sign of hormonal imbalance. Loss of muscle mass. Even with regular exercise, the body struggles to maintain its former strength. A crippling decline in sexual desire and performance, a silent but crushing blow to self-confidence. The most terrifying part? This decline is slow, insidious, and almost unnoticeable, until the damage is already done. Are you unknowingly sabotaging your own vitality? You drink milk, believing it's a powerhouse of calcium and protein. You trust that it's good for you, that it's nourishing your body. But in reality, you're unknowingly feeding yourself a steady dose of the very hormones that are stripping away your masculinity. But here's the good news: you can reclaim your strength, energy, and vitality, starting today. Men who have cut dairy from their diet report. Heavy checkmark: a dramatic boost in energy levels. No more sluggish mornings. Heavy checkmark: a resurgence of sexual desire and performance, like flipping a switch back to their prime years. Heavy checkmark: noticeable fat loss and muscle gain, with the body responding to workouts like it used to. Heavy checkmark: a renewed sense of confidence, power, and control. If you are still watching this video, and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Richard made the choice to take back his life. Will you? And if you thought dairy was the only hidden threat, wait until you discover the next silent killer lurking in your diet. It's likely sitting on your plate right now, wreaking havoc on your hormones without you even realizing it. The drink that's secretly destroying your masculinity, the hidden dangers of beer. For Richard, there was nothing better than cracking open a cold beer at the end of a long, exhausting day. It was more than just a drink, it was a ritual. A moment of relief, a reward for surviving the daily grind. Sitting back in his favorite chair, feeling the cool bitterness hit his throat, he believed he was simply unwinding, enjoying a small pleasure in life. What could be the harm? 1 or 2 beers, nothing excessive. Just a way to relax. At least, that's what he thought. The silent changes he couldn't ignore. It started slowly, almost unnoticeably. A bit more fat around the belly. A little extra weight that just wouldn't budge. Then came the sluggishness. The mornings felt heavier. Getting out of bed was no longer effortless. By midday, his energy would crash, leaving him reaching for more caffeine, more sugar, anything to keep going. But the most alarming change, his desire. The once burning passion that fueled his confidence was flickering, barely alive. His interest in intimacy faded, his performance suffered, and he felt weaker, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, as if something deep inside him was eroding. Still, he shrugged it off. Stress. Work. Getting older. It happens. But when a routine medical checkup revealed his testosterone had plummeted to shockingly low levels, he was forced to face a brutal truth. Beer was destroying his masculinity from the inside out. The hidden hormone killer lurking in your beer. What almost no one realizes is that beer is one of the most dangerous drinks for male virility. And the culprit? Hops. Hops, the key ingredient that gives beer its signature bitter taste, is absolutely loaded with phytoestrogens. These plant-based compounds mimic estrogen in the male body, throwing your entire hormonal system into chaos. Every sip of beer is like taking a dose of female hormones. And over time, these hormonal shifts chip away at your masculinity, little by little, day by day. The devastating effects of beer on men. For men who drink beer regularly, the consequences can be disastrous. Crossmark testosterone levels plummet, leading to low energy, depression, and loss of strength. Crossmark belly fat accumulates rapidly. The infamous beer gut is not just about calories, it's a sign of estrogen dominance. Crossmark chronic fatigue takes over, leaving you feeling drained, unmotivated, and weak. Crossmark sexual desire and performance collapse, libido fades, and erections become weak or infrequent. And here's the scariest part. The damage is slow, gradual, and almost invisible, until one day, you wake up and wonder where your energy, drive, and confidence went. Can you reverse the damage? The good news? Your body is resilient. If you take action, you can rebuild your testosterone, regain your energy, and restore your masculinity. Men who quit beer report. Heavy checkmark a dramatic surge in energy levels. No more sluggish, tired mornings. Heavy checkmark a leaner, more muscular body, as belly fat disappears and muscle tone returns. Heavy checkmark a return of powerful, frequent erections, with increased sexual desire and confidence. Heavy checkmark a sharp, focused mind, free from the sluggish fog of estrogen overload. Richard made the choice to take back his strength, confidence, and manhood. Will you? And if you thought beer was bad, wait until you find out about the next hidden testosterone killer sitting on your plate right now. It could be even worse than hops, and chances are, you're consuming it every single day. Now that you know the truth, let me ask you, what was your biggest takeaway from this video? Did you realize how much sugar has been silently draining your energy? Were you shocked to learn about the hidden dangers of artificial sweeteners, dairy, and even beer? Or maybe you now see how these everyday habits have been robbing you of your strength, confidence, and masculinity over time. More importantly, what will you do about it? Knowledge is power, but only if you take action. So, I want to hear from you. Comment below and tell me one thing you've learned from this video that you're going to put into practice in your own life. Are you cutting back on sugar? Quitting artificial sweeteners? Reducing beer and dairy? Let's start a conversation and support each other in making better choices. And if this video helped you in any way, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support helps us create more content that empowers you to live a healthier, stronger, and more vibrant life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.